Alright guys, today I'm going to be working on these Forge Diverter Valves. I bought these things used on OfferUp, kind of found them. You know, not in the best condition in terms of appearance, but they function just as well as they would new, so I'm going to use these in my N54. Should be pretty good. So these diverters are about, I think, $350 new, and I really didn't want to put that much cash out for some diverters, although I do hear that these things leak. Not these ones specifically, but the stock diverters leak quite a bit, especially with higher boost. So I knew it was going to be something I needed to upgrade at some point, but this kind of came around online, and I was like, I got to bounce on these. They're only about $100 for both of these, and some hosing and all that. However, I do have no idea how many miles these things have in them, but judging by their appearance, I'd say a good amount. Probably been installed and reinstalled quite a bit as well. So I bought a service kit from Forge Motorsport themselves. I think it was like $34, so I'm like all in $130. And I also bought myself some new springs, uprated for about 20 to 24 psi, which is exactly what I need, as my diverters currently are facing about 20 psi on stock California 91 gas on my MHD 2 Plus tune. So that may also go up when I add some E85 as well. I'm still working on my fuel pump, as you can probably see in the background. But we're going to go ahead and service these guys and plop them in my car. I already have a VRSF aluminum charge pipe. I really didn't want to buy another one with a blow-off valve, so I'm just going to use these. But I'm actually going to vent these to atmosphere currently. I already have some caps on the inlets of the car, so currently they're acting as they're acting as blow-offs right now. So these will be doing the same thing, but they fit my stock diverter valve charge pipe. So we'll be using these, but first we're going to need some microfiber cloths, or just whatever cloths you guys have lying around, and some kind of vice grips. And we're going to basically take these apart so we can take the internals out and re-grease them, put some new pistons in, and some new springs, and grease them up. Alright, so I've got my vice grips on the diverter right here. Now if we just, there we go. There may be a little bit of pressure on here, but hopefully we're chilling. And it looks like got the cap off right here. Put this aside for now. So now we have access to this little piston right over here. I believe if we blow on this little port right here, it'll just kind of pop out like that. Here I can see I've got my old piston over here. Looks to be in okay condition, a little bit dirty, not too bad. And the green spring. The green spring is good for cars that make lower boost, stage 1 things and stock cars even. But for stage 2 MHD, stage 2 Plus, or custom tunes and all that, you're gonna want the yellow springs, which I have in that box over there. So now we can see inside we got some old grease. We've got 2 O-rings over there. We're going to take those all out. So just use a pick tool, get those old O-rings out, kind of clean out the entire diverter valve, and we'll get the new stuff together. So just looking at all the new stuff I got. We got the new pistons over here. I've got the new O-rings over here. Some grease as well that Forge provides you. Unfortunately, it looks like I bought the wrong spring. So these are the uprated springs, but they are yellow springs, but they're way too small, as you can see, compared to the green ones over here. So looks like I had to return these. I'm not sure what these are going to be to do. I might just keep them aside. Find something to do with them. I'll have to buy the larger, yellow springs for these. But for now, let's reuse the green ones. It shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, that's the plan. But yeah, let's get these old O-rings out first. Alright, so far I replaced 2 diverter valves, or 2 O-rings rather, inside the diverter valve over here. Don't forget, there's also 1 O-ring actually on the cap itself, as we can see. Kind of here, you guys can kind of see that there, yeah? And in the service kit, it's actually a much thinner replacement O-ring, so be careful to not confuse those and not, put the wrong one in the wrong place. So the thinner O-ring will go on the cap itself, so we're going to take that one off now with the same pick tool, and then we'll start reassembling it with the new grease. Alright, now for the grease. So I've got my little grease container over here. I'm going to get this guy open. Going to put a thin layer around the inside over here. Make sure you're getting over those new O-rings and all that. You want all the side kind of have a thin layer of it around, and then also on the actual flat surface inside. Now for me, I'm going to be opening this up again pretty soon when I get my new yellow springs in, to probably put these in, and hold boost for sure. So I'd say it's a pretty good amount of grease in there. Maybe put a little bit more just to be safe. Can always check again, you know. Alright, now don't forget to put some on the new piston itself. I'm going to put it on the entire outside and the inside of the piston. The spring basically sits inside of this piston area, so you want to make sure you also get that. So last but not least, we want to put some grease on the top and bottom of the spring itself. And once you do that, you can actually just plop the spring back on inside of the diverter valve housing itself. And we're just going to put it in there. Going to put one more final sort of layer on the piston over here. Get some excess off and put it on the other piston actually. There we go. And this should basically just slide in like so. Perfect. Okay. Got that seated in there. So now we can actually put the cap back on and kind of hand tighten it first. It looks like this is already enough where I won't need to use any tricks. So I'm just going to tighten this cap back on, repeat the process for the second diverter valve, and we should be good to go. We can install it in the car. Now, as I bought this used, I didn't have the hoses to make these actual diverter valves, so like I was saying earlier, just going to vent to atmosphere, and I'm cool with that. So let's get that done. Alright, so we've got both the diverter valves ready for installation with the new grease, new pistons, new O-rings, and all that. Just to give you some reference, the old piston looked like this, pretty gunked up. You know, like I said earlier, I didn't have no idea how many miles were on these, but this seems something you definitely want to do. At least maybe 20,000 miles or 15,000 miles. Just kind of refresh them a little bit, new O-rings, new pistons and all that, to make sure your car's still running at peak performance at all times. And I will get those new springs. I already ordered them just now, so I'm going to install those as soon as I can. But kind of annoying I have to do that. But you know, this should still be an improvement over currently what is there in stock. They won't leak at least. But I do definitely need that stronger spring for the higher PSI, so we'll see if that really has an effect right now. But I do believe the stock diverters are only pretty much good for like 10 to like 15 PSI max. Maybe not even that, maybe more like 10 to 12. So this should still be an upgrade from what I currently have. And then we're going to go install them right now. So should be as simple as kind of undoing some hose clamps and just popping these guys in. That should really be it. So we're going to go to my car right now and we'll check it out. Here I am at my engine bay over here, so all I've done so far is taken off my cone intakes over there. They kind of go over here. So if we look at my charge pipe, I got the two stock diverter valves right there. These hoses are for recirculation. They go back to these ports over here, which I've already capped off with some 7/8 inch, actually like chair stops, or like furniture kind of foot pads or whatever. So that one's blocked up over there, and so is that one over there. Bit of a mess as you can see, but this seems to be working. You know, it sounds, you know, okay. You can hear, obviously you can hear the whatever's coming out of the diverter valves. So I believe all we're going to need to do is basically unscrew these little clips I have over here, these hose clamps I have from my VRSF aluminum charge pipe over here. We're going to unscrew the top ones, take the diverter valves off, and take off these vacuum lines. Now, I do have some platinum cured new silicon vacuum lines, so some of you guys may have old ones that are pretty fragile, so be careful of those obviously, but mine are pretty new within the past 20,000 miles, so I don't have much to worry about here. So we're going to get that all undone, and then the new ones will basically just sit just as the old ones did. A little bit bigger, so we're going to see how fitment is, so hopefully we won't have any issues. I don't think we will, but I'll let you guys know if I do have any issues. If not, I'll be back when these are installed. And those things fit in without really a problem at all, and they look pretty great, I must say. Much better than those things. Pieces of junk. These things are much higher quality than the stock ones for sure. Looking forward to using them for sure. I'll take them for a quick drive right now and just see how they perform. They'll probably sound a lot nicer than the stock diverters did. What I may do is just get some hosing and put it on the edges of these guys and kind of vent them to the ground maybe or something like that, just so that we don't get too much dirt building up inside of those diverters. I mean, that would be the only reason to do that. Otherwise, just like those, they're not actually recirculating. However, it's nice to have that option if I would like to have them quieter in the future, like when I go to college, for example. Take this car with me, I'll probably do that. So, trackless attention and all that. So, but for now, you should be good to go. I'm just going to put the air intakes back on. Alrighty, so I've been driving with these new diverter valves for a little bit now, just kind of around the city and all that, and on some side roads and such, and man, they are a huge improvement. The boost is a lot more steady, it's a lot more linear, and when it peaks, it stays at that peak. So, for example, one of my runs, I hit about 21 pounds of boost actually, just on the kind of garbage California 91 gas. So, I'll put some vids up with E30 as well, but I think my low pressure fuel pump's on the way out right now. So I'll kind of be careful about that. I do actually have a stage 2 DIY in the works for a low pressure fuel pump, but that's a different video. But these diverters, I mean, they also sound great with the kind of below vent to atmosphere setting I have right now. It sounds awesome. They hold boost better. Boost just also feels a lot stronger. Kind of crazy how much of a difference that those things made. I mean, like I said, about $135 in, and that's with these green springs that are not even rated for this much boost. So with the yellow springs, I'll make an update video, and yeah, I mean, it's going well so far. So I'm expecting a lot of great things with these diverter valves, and I'm hoping they'll help me out, especially with ethanol. So eventually I'll be going E50, just with stage 2 low pressure fuel pump and all that. So big things coming with this car. We're making a little progress here and there, but it's a fun car to work on. That's all I got to say for this video, and that's it.